Dashakam 2, Dashakam 1, we saw Bhagavat Swarupam Mahatmyam, the significance of the divine, who is Bhagavan actually. Dashakam 2 that is there talks about Rupa Madhuryam. Now, we know that there is some divinity who is there, some divine element is there, but what is the form of that divine? Rupa Madhuryam, beauty of that divine. And now just by knowing alone, okay, there is some supreme, there is someone who's governing, there is someone who's ruling. That alone is not enough, right? For bhaktas like you and me, it becomes very difficult. Though we might believe, we'll say all such statements, God is everywhere, He is here, He is there. It becomes very difficult to actually experience that, right? Now for people like you and me, even if we go to a temple, you see a picture of God in front of us also, very deeply if you think over it, we cannot focus more than 1 minute, right? Or forget about 1 minute, not even that. Now also, say if we are talking about Narayaneeyam, I am speaking, you are all listening to me, still at the back of our mind we have thousands of thoughts that are running, right? So it's nothing wrong, this is human nature, we cannot change that, but of course we can try to improve it. That is the reason why we need something called Rupam. Whenever there is a form that has been told, some description, say for example I say Krishna, automatically a picture of Krishna comes in our minds, right? Maybe with a flute in his hand, wearing the Pitambaram with a Mayura Picham on his head, maybe standing on under a tree or so in Vrindavanam, playing his Venu, Gopikas around him, the Yashodadi Matas around him, and so on. So like this, when a picture comes in our mind, we are able to focus better, right? So that is the beauty of Rupa Madhurya. Now I know that there is some divine form, I know the description or the beauty of that form also, but Bhakti Mahatvam, Bhakti should come in, right? If I have to worship that form, there should be some amount of devotion that builds in. That all is described in Dashakam 2. So, Suryaspardhi Kiritam Urdhvatilaka. Bhattatri says, now we have seen that Narayanam is a first person, second person conversation that Bhattatri has with Guruvayurappan. So therefore he is talking to the Lord directly. He says, O Bhagavan, I meditate upon your form, which is Suryaspardhi Kiritam. The crown that you wear on your head is like as if sun is shining. It is so bright like that. The forehead has got the tilakam, that is chandanam, that has been applied on your forehead. You have a sweet smile, you have a nose that is properly shaped, you have cheeks, and the cheeks are so bright. Bhagavan is wearing the fish earrings, right? If you have seen a picture of Vithala also, you can actually see those fish earrings that have been, they are actually reflecting. The cheeks of Bhagavan are so clear that the earrings are reflecting on the cheek, it seems. Neck also is shining due to the Kaustubamani which he is wearing. He has got the Vanamala, lot of necklaces of gold, precious stones. Vanamalya, Hara, Patala, Srivatsadipram. Srivatsam, the mark which is there on Bhagavan's Vakshasthalam, that is also there. Lot of precious stones, malas Bhagavan is wearing. And the eyes of Bhagavan are full of Karuna. Karunya Kulanetram. Karunyam, eyes are full of Karunyam or compassion, that is there. Like popularly it is said that Kavi, a great Bhakta, tells in one reference, not in the case of Guruvayurappan, like not in this Narayaneeyam reference, in general he says that eyes of Bhagavan, if you squeeze them, they are like a fruit. How we squeeze a fruit and you remove the juice, right? Similarly, Bhagavan's eyes are like that, it seems. When we squeeze the eyes of Bhagavan, Karunya Rasam or Karuna Rasam flows down. Such a beautiful description that has been told. Next, Keyurangada. Bhagavan further wears Keyura Kankanam, meaning Keyura are earrings, Angada is armlets, Kankanam bracelets, Anguliya is rings. So a lot of with these are all studded with gems and jewels. Srimad Bahu Chatushka Sangata Gada. 4 hands of Bhagavan are adorned with Shankha Chakra, Gada and Kamalam. And further, if you look at the description, he also wears a Kanchana Kanchilan Chitalasat Pitambara Lambini. Bhagavan is wearing the Pitambaram. He has got a waistband around his Kanchi. Kanchi is nothing but a hip ornament that we wear, hip belt. That's the reason why place is called Kanchipuram. It is believed that Bhudevi, that is Sri Devi Bhudevi, the consorts of Vishnu, it seems that Bhudevi hip ornament passes through this place of Kanchipuram. That's how the place itself gets the name Kanchipuram. Kanchi is a hip ornament. So in such a beautiful form, with a Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Kamalam, wearing all these beautiful ornaments like bangles, earrings and so on, your form is so beautiful, Narayana, Guruvayurappa, I worship you. I worship this form. I remember this form in my mind. Bhattatri says, Vimalambuja Dyutipadam. Your feet also are your lotus-like feet. And this Artichidam, this beautiful form that we have, whenever we think about it, whenever we worship this form, all our worries and difficulties goes away. Yatrailokya. Bhattatri here further asks that will there be anyone else in this world who will not be, you can say, enchanted, or they will not feel very surprised, they will not feel happy by getting this beautiful darshanam of yours. This darshanam is something which is most superior, which is most charming, most attractive, like Kantam Kanti Nidhana, Sammohanam Mohanat, Madhuryam Madhuram Madhurya Duryat, meaning sweeter than the sweetest, brilliant than the most brilliant, and so on. So that is basically in this shloka number 3, Saundaryottara Sundaram, Kantam Kanti, Madhuram Madhurya. Why such descriptions are used is the best among the categories. Among sweetness also, the best among sweetness is Bhagavan. Among beauty also, best among beauty is Bhagavan. So the superlative degree is used for comparison, where Bhattatri says, you are the one who is the wonder of all the wonders that are there. Tattadring Madhuratmakam. Now, in the case of Goddess Mahalakshmi also, she has become so very close to you, she has become so very attached to your this enchanting form that she is not even there with other bhaktas, it seems. In fact, because of this, now usually in the case of Goddess Mahalakshmi is nothing but prosperity or wealth, right? We say, right, she is chanchala, that is the nature of Goddess Mahalakshmi, fickle-minded. That means today wealth is there, tomorrow that same person can become poor, right? He might end up losing everything. In how that happens, maybe that person also cannot make it. Today I am very rich, tomorrow that same person, everything can go away. That's the reason why we welcome Goddess Mahalakshmi to our houses, right? We keep our houses clean. We remove all kinds of alakshmi from our houses, right? There should be no dirt, there should be no darkness here and there. Why do we say such things? Why do we do Lakshmi Puja and so on? In the evening time also, why do we light the lamp? So why all such prosperous things are done is to welcome Goddess Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi does not stay in a place where there is dirt everywhere, or where there is darkness always, or maybe where you can say there are no lamps that are lit. There is no positivity. There we cannot invite Goddess Mahalakshmi. So there should be no dullness basically. Only then Goddess Mahalakshmi comes in. At the same time, like I told you, today I will have wealth that is pouring in. Tomorrow the same wealth can go away. Or today maybe I might not have anything. Tomorrow maybe wealth can be flowing in. Now wealth in the sense need not always be in the form of money also. It can be anything prosperous. Maybe it can be a house, or there can be some other progress that I do. So basically prosperity that is there. That is, things are happy. Now if we have to live a life or so, we need few things, right? We need money, we need food, we need so many other resources that are there. So to be prosperous in general, that is to not have anything that is less, to lead a life, everything I need, right? So all those things are given by Goddess Mahalakshmi. But here Bhattatri says, why even she gets this name, or why her nature is said to be chanchala or fickle-minded is, Bhattatri puts it in a very positive way and says that because Bhagavan, she is always seeking your darshanam. So she is so very attached to your form. It is so beautiful, so attractive that her nature itself has become chanchala. She might come to a particular place also, but she rushes back because she has to get your darshanam. Again, a very beautiful description. Lakshmi stavaka Ramaniya karitai. Further, at the same time, though we say that Goddess Mahalakshmi is fickle-minded, she keeps running away from here and there, she is also the one that ye tvadyana gunanukirtana rasa sakta hi bhakta janaha. She but stays permanently in that place where you are worshipped, where your glories have been sung. So in such a place, Goddess Mahalakshmi always resides. Because, and why is there also, just as Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakanjalim. Just as Hanuman is said to always stay in the place where Ramanama is chanted, similarly, Goddess Mahalakshmi resides in that place where Bhagavan's glories and namas are always chanted. Dait Prastavadattadara. She listens attentively to your praises, Bhagavan, wherever bhaktas are singing your praises. So those bhaktas who are always worshipping you, there Goddess Mahalakshmi has a permanent position. Evam bhuta manognya. Further, Bhattatri continues saying that your form is nothing but pure amritam that is there, which keeps flowing. It just leads to bliss that is there, and all our minds are captivated by listening to your glories. Now, though all these descriptions I am telling you, all these things we have to experience, right? Now, maybe I am not the right person. Like, though I am explaining you, maybe you cannot experience happiness, bliss also to that level. But if maybe we have so many good Upanyasakars who are there, or like Bhattatri himself, if we are able to actually experience that happiness, there is nothing which is beyond that. So Bhattatri also says that by listening to the glories of Bhagavan, by chanting his nama, one can just experience complete bliss and happiness. Immediately our minds sadhyaha prerayate matim madayate, that is sadhyaha prerayate, immediately our minds are filled with joy, and what happens is romanchayati angakam, meaning all the hair on our body stands erect, that is we cannot experience our happiness that is there, it is full of joy, and we are nothing but vyasinchati api Shita Bashpa Visaraihi. Shita is cold tears, Bashpam is tears, happy tears. Now, I don't know how many of you would have noticed, whenever we have tears in our eyes, if it is for a happy reason, those tears will always be Shita, will be cold. But whenever we cry out because of some dukkham or sorrow, they will always be hot. Next time you can experience and see. So Shita Bashpa, when Bhattatri says, it is due to happy tears that come out by getting your darshanam, by seeking your grace, and this is nothing but this experience is pure amritam. Evam bhutataya. Therefore, Rama Vallabha, Rama is another name for Goddess Mahalakshmi, so consort of Mahalakshmi. Your form is nothing but that which captures the mind of devotees, and it is something where Bhakti Yoga, this is the reason why it is said Yoga Dvayat Karma Jnana, because this form or this path is quite easy to follow. Bhakti Margam, chanting the names of the Lord, listening to his glories, doing puja karmas. Now, for people like you and me, this also becomes quite difficult, right? Though we say I am doing bhakti also, if you think very deeply, chanting the names of the Lord, doing puja karmas every day, offering flowers to Bhagavan, visiting his temples, it is quite easy if you think. But for people like you and me, in today's times in Kali Yugam, that also becomes difficult. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamo dukkha shamanaha tam namami harim param. This has been said last shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Skanda 12. In the Satya Yugam also, people had to pray to the Lord by doing tapasya, by doing meditation. Treta Yugam, lot of sacrifices had to be performed. That's the reason Ramavataram had to take place, as lot of asuras were causing trouble to those sacrifices. Dwapara Yugam, during Krishnavataram times, lot of pujadi karmas had to be practiced. That's why we had the Govardhana puja that was being done. So that was a way of pleasing the Lord. But in Kali Yugam, you don't have to do anything, just Nama Sankirtanam, mere chanting the Nama of the Lord leads to Bhagavan. This is what has been told. But as times change, as yugas change, for people like us, that also becomes a bit difficult to do. But Bhakti Margam, that is there, Bhattatri says, that is quite easy then as compared to other margas like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and so on. Karma Yogam, that is doing good things, bad things, but that is not always in our hands, right? Knowingly, unknowingly, we might end up even doing bad karma that is there. And also Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yogam is lot of philosophical knowledge, lot of jnanam about everything, that also might become difficult. Maybe it is not possible always, but bhakti is something which can always be practiced, and it has been told by great people also. And Vishwapurushaihi labhya nishramameva, that is effortlessly or in a very easy way we will be able to attain you, because what I have to follow is love that is there for me. Bhattatri says, I just have pure love for you, that I will be able to show and thus attain bhakti, thus attain you. Nishkamam niyatasva dharma charanam. Now, what is Karma Yoga? What is Jnana Yoga? That has also been described in Shloka number 8, Dashakam 2, wherein Bhattatri says, O Lord, path of Karma Yoga is doing one's duties, Niyata Swadharma Charanam, doing one's duties properly without expectation of fruits, that also for a longer time. What is Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga is nothing but Yat Upanishad Jnana Upalabhyam Punaha, knowledge of the Upanishads, knowledge of the Brahman also. Now, these things might become very, very difficult for the mind, but Tvat Prematmaka Bhakti eva. But the bhakti, which is pure love towards you, that is something which is the sweetest and the noblest of all. That's the reason it becomes Swadiyasi Shreyasi. Swadiyasi is the sweetest, Shreyasi that becomes the most beneficial. Now, for people like you and me, if we tell that, do all kinds of karma yoga, do all kinds of good deeds without having any expectation in return, it's very, very difficult, right? Now, also, if say we are talking about Narayaneeyam, still all of us, you have an expectation that you should know the meanings properly. I have an expectation in me that all of you should listen to me, right? Whatever I am speaking, whether it is correct, wrong, however good, bad, I have an expectation that all of you should listen, right? Otherwise, I am not going to speak about it. So, even if whatever we are doing, I just gave you one example, whatever we are doing, there is a small expectation that we have. Without that, human beings cannot survive. But Karma Yoga, what it talks about is, one should always keep doing actions without expectation. Now, when I say without expectation, now the Gita also, Bhagavan says the same thing. Now, humanly, it is not possible to do anything without any expectation. But for each and every small thing, what will I get if I do this? What will I get if I do that? We see some people have this habit, right? It might be even one of us. Before doing only, you cannot always keep asking. At least try doing the thing, then you can expect something, right? So, Bhattatri says these paths are something which are very difficult for me. I am very happily able to follow the Bhakti Margam. Atyaya Sakarani Karma Patalani. But still, there are some people, Bhattatri says in Shloka 9, who follow this Karma Yoga. They follow a lot of disciplines also, and thus they become fit for practicing Jnana Yoga. Whereas some others, they strive on the path of Jnana Yoga, they think about the Brahman, they think about the ultimate supreme also, based on a lot of Tarka Yogam that is there, based on a lot of reason, logic and so on. Klishtva Tarkapate. So therefore, what happens is, because of this, it takes a lot of time for them to reach the ultimate, to reach their goal that is there. Vichintya Bahubihi is, it takes a lot of time. Siddhyanti Janmantaraihi, after many janmas it will be attained. But for people like me who are practicing Bhakti Margam, because of your Bhaktipate Athava Api, one will immediately attain Bhagavan in a very, very easy manner. Tvad Bhaktistu Katarasamritajari. But Bhattatri continues. Actually, it is 10th shloka is like a continuation of the 9th shloka, wherein Bhattatri says, Bhakti towards you, Bhagavan, is something which is easily attainable. I just have to immerse myself in the Amritam that is there by listening to your stories and namas. This can be done without much effort that is there. Akleshataha. Kleshaha is effort. Akleshataha, without any effort. Tvatpada prema praudhi rasa ardrata. My heart should melt due to the love that I experience by knowing about you, by building bhakti towards you. So, Vatalayadhishwara drutataram. So, O Lord of Guruvayur, may I soon experience that state of melting my heart, melting of the heart, by showing intense love and bhakti towards your lotus feet, towards your charana kamalam that is there. So, Bhattatri here, it is Bhakti Prarthana. Though it starts from Dashakam 3, Dashakam 2, Bhattatri concludes by saying that, may Bhakti that is there develop in me. Now, today also, if we say that Bhakti is very easy also, how far Bhakti is there in each one of us? That should also come due to the grace of the Lord only, right? So, before Bhattatri actually starts with Narayaneeyam, actually starts delving into the text, the initial few Dashakams, he prays to Bhagavan that, if I have to compose a text like this, I need your grace, right? I should have bhakti towards it. Otherwise, it is of no use. So, Bhattatri very beautifully concludes Dashakam 2 by praying to the Lord that you please bless me with bhakti. And ultimately, all of us also do the same thing by praying to Bhagavan. Dashakam 3 actually starts about how bhakti should be done. That is Bhakti Prarthana. How Bhattatri describes his bhakti that he has towards Bhagavan. That is all told in Dashakam 3.